Siku hizi nasikia wanaongea wanachanga 2B ati wanihonge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kenyan Media, where we talk about politics and also we do a vivid analysis of what happens in the political sphere in Kenya. And now there are many things that are happening in Kenya, and currently William Ruto is a stressed man. In fact, he's in panic because all those areas or other regions that he believed were his strongholds are now shifting away. You know, the Kisii region, the Kakamega, or rather the western region. And now, in fact, let me say, there is a prick in his body, you know, in his heart, that Edwin Sifuna is holding masses, is holding huge rallies, something he never anticipated, and now is, making him having sleepless nights. You know, yesterday, while Edwin Sifuna and other leaders were having a dialogue at Uhuru Park, he revealed something that many people did not apprehend. Edwin Sifuna spoke something about being bribed, you know, and something, but people never took him serious. But we are here as Kenyan Media. We analyze his speech, and we bring out whatever he wanted to speak. You know, these leaders, more so politicians, they have mastered the art of literature. They say something, unless you are keen enough, you can't comprehend what they mean. Now, yesterday, Sifuna told the people that hatawaangusha, that he will never fail those who stood with him. Edwin Sifuna has been persecuted by ODM leaders. In fact, they kicked him out of the Secretary General position of ODM. However, the courts reinstated him pending a hearing of that case. So many things have been happening, and yesterday he said that he will never fail his people in as much as he will be bribed. So there is a point that he brought out in the light. You know, there were speculations. There were many people who were saying, you know, we have some fake political analysts also who came forth and said that Edwin Sifuna was looking for relevance. Yeah, that is okay. And also others said that Edwin Sifuna wanted to be bribed. In fact, he was asking 50 million so that he can leave alone the Linda Mwananchi forum, since he is the engine. In fact, he's the backbone of the Linda Mwananchi caucus. So many people said that he was demanding 50 million, what he confirmed yesterday, and said that many people said after 1 week, oh, he was demanding 50 million. Others said he was demanding 300 million so that he can shift alliances. And also he said something that was, rather, I can say that it is something that stuck on people's hearts, that many people, more, he never mentioned the names, of course, but me and you know that he was referring to President William Ruto and the people in his camp, those who are close to him. You know, they feel the heat from Edwin Sifuna, and now they are doing an harambe. You know, they are doing a harambe, wanachangisha pesa so that they can raise 2 billion shillings in so that they can bribe Edwin Sifuna to boycott the Linda Mwananchi caucus so that they can break the forum.
Hatutawaangusha bwana. Unajua kuna watu wanaogopa, wanasema huyu Sifuna ati bei yake watafika siku moja. Mumesikia hiyo mambo? Kuna wakora walisema ati niliitisha 50. Baada ya wiki moja wakasema ilikuwa so 3. Siku hizi nasikia wanaongea wanachanga 2B ati wanihonge, niachane na wananchi. Itawezekana kweli? Sisi tumesimama, tumeona Canaan ndio hii hapa. Unafikiria unaweza nipea pesa niache kwenda Canaan bwana? Sisi tunaenda Canaan na tuende Singapore. So nataka niwahakikishie, for as long as you will be there with us, na sisi tutasimama na nyinyi. Kuanzia kesho tunaenda kufanya ile census tujue kina Sifuna ni wangapi. Tunataka tuwapatie platform. Wametuzungusha sana, tunajaribu kuamsha website wanaangusha. Tukijaribu kuweka hii pay bill wanafunga. Lakini kesho tunaamini kwamba tutakuwa na solution ambayo itatuwezesha tujue tuko Sifuna wangapi, ndio ajue how many people he will be facing at the ballot in 2027.
It's not an allegation, or rather a mere allegation, since it came from the horse mouth. That means that William Ruto is working up and down, is moving up and down day and night to make sure Edwin Sifuna is bought. Let me use the word bought. Is bribed and bought. But Edwin Sifuna seems to be having a stand, since he said that he will not let down the people who stood with him. He'll not let down the group that has shown that he is their leader. And then there's something also he said that I don't know, many people asking themselves which seat really Edwin Sifuna is going for. Many people really are feeling that whatever Edwin was vying for initially as the senator or the Nairobi senator is now much lower. His standards have been raised a bit higher. Now they want to know really what is he going for. Here he said that I cannot back down because I've already seen Canaan, and that is where we are headed. You cannot see Canaan as a senator. You cannot see Canaan, yet you are going to vie as a senator. That means he's going for the bigger seat in as much as it has not come clear. And many people say that, Edwin Sifuna, he'll fail, that the following years right now is going to diminish so soon. But Edwin Sifuna is maintaining and is going forward to the, he knows what he wants. If he's going for the presidency, then I'm very sure he's going to maintain his following till the time, or rather till 2027. But unless Edwin Sifuna changes tune and maybe joins William Ruto, changes tune and joins the alternative government, that is where the problem is. And that means his following will drop abruptly, and then Edwin kwisha. Many people hata watamkumbuka because he will have made a big, or the biggest mistake in his political career. So Edwin Sifuna, and many people are saying, that Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president, is funding him. And if Uhuru Kenyatta is funding him, that means there is a confusion there, since Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee Party has already presented Fred Matiang'i to be the flag bearer to go for presidency come the 2027 elections. So how again is Uhuru Kenyatta funding Edwin Sifuna? That means there is something that is being calculated here. In Kenyan politics is about regions and numbers. We all know that the Mount Kenya region has numbers, the Western region has numbers, and the Rift Valley. And William Ruto is really banking on, the past election, William Ruto banked on the Rift Valley elections, the Western, of course, the Mount Kenya region. But this time around, when we look at the matrix, you find out that in Western Kenya, now that there's a Edwin Sifuna force, we have the Natembeya force, that means he's gonna get, if at all he's gonna get the votes from the Western region, he's gonna get a half of the votes. Yeah. And the Mount Kenya region, already it's shifting away from him. If he gets the votes there, let's say he gets a half, and that is too much for him, maybe, let's say a half. In Nyanza region is the new region that he has gained. And we know the Luos, the Luo Nyanza people don't vote. In fact, even at the time Raila Odinga was vying, those people were not coming out in large numbers to vote for Raila Odinga. That means they will embarrass him. And in the Nyanza region, where Kisii is, the Kisii region has shifted. Already it has shifted. It has their kingpin, Fred Matiang'i, and everything has shifted. In fact, if you saw the huge crowds that Fred Matiang'i and the opposition leaders drew in Gusii region, can tell you that that region is already gone. So William Ruto is really betting on bringing Gachagua, is really banking on buying or bribing Edwin Sifuna so that it can shift camps from Linda Mwananchi maybe to ODM that supports William Ruto, or he backs down and turns down so that they can break the Linda Mwananchi caucus that has brought together young leaders, young MPs who are vibrant, people who are following the likes of Babu Wino. And William Ruto knows that if this caucus goes like this, or that goes on till 2027, and then they shall have finished him. So that is the reason why William Ruto and the people around him are really working day and night to make sure they are buying Edwin Sifuna. And as they are doing these rallies, and then let me say his price has gone up. They were saying that he needed 50 million, he needed 300 million. Now they they want to bribe him 2 billion shilling. You can see how Kenyan politics has been so expensive. If you have no money, then you have no place in this Kenyan politics. I don't know what your take is concerning the whole thing and Edwin Sifuna being bribed at 2 billion shillings. And I don't know what your take is. Do you think Edwin Sifuna can back down? I know some of the leaders in Kenya, if given the 2 billion shillings, can avoid in fact, they can leave even their wives so that they get the 2 billion shillings. So I don't know what you think about Edwin Sifuna and how far you've known him. You know, he has been so strong here. He has been having a stand since the time of Raila till now. He has been standing that it's one term, we don't want William Ruto, in as much as Raila Odinga, who was his father politically, was in the other side. So what do you think? Is he gonna accept the 2 million, the 2 billion? And maybe if he denies the 2 billion right now, maybe in the future, you know, they might increase the amount to 3 billion or 4 billion. These guys have money. Ruto has money. He can do anything with the money so that he be the next, or rather he continue his term as the president of Kenya. I don't know what your take is. Kindly give me your comments down there. And of course, if you are new here, consider subscribing as a way of motivating us and also helping us grow this channel. And also as we prepare giving you content from Kenya and beyond.